Hello dear friends, it's David here, checking in from my online teaching studio here in Liverpool, and I'm very excited because in about 25 minutes I've got a lady coming onto Zoom from the USA, and we're going to be doing a course in Royal Icing. It's a 3-hour program, it's a custom course that she's requested, and basically she wants to learn how to mix Royal Icing and then do some more decorating later on. We'll go through step by step all the different consistencies until we reach what we call full peak, and then we'll be doing some practice piping exercises and also doing a little bit of wedding piping design. Yeah, I've come up with some ideas here, so our student is going to have a little go doing the same at the same time as me, but she will be in America and I will be here in Liverpool by the magic of technology which we have over here. Got all our studio cameras set up, and our student comes in here and then I will be chatting to her via all the different camera angles. It's so exciting. You enjoyed your piping experience today?
I loved it, thank you so much.
If you would like to join me online and learn the art of freehand cake decorating, please feel free to message me. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a fantastic creative day. Welcome to the Creative Zone, and it's David here, and I'm just going to invite you to join me as I take a look at this design. Now, with all the designs that I create, it always starts off with an idea. So I think sketching something down is always an important thing for me. You might find that you don't need to do any sketching, but I always think it's a great way to figure out how long something's going to take, how much I may have to charge. And if I was sharing this design with a client who wanted to commission me to make something like this, it would let them assess the idea, and it would help justify maybe the pricing structure. What David Cakes used to do when we had our retail business, which we had for over 30 years, we had a set range of designs at set prices, but then if a client came in and wanted a custom style design, we'd go through this process, and this is why I'm sharing this today. So as you can see, it's an evolutionary journey, shall we call it, and piping is on a Royal Icing coated cake. And you could look at this design and we can see a few flaws in there, and that edge isn't particularly, fantastic. This would not win any competition. And I learned at a very early time in my journey, coming from retail and working in the bakery industry, that we have to kind of make a call when we're creating, depending on a client's budget. So if a client, decides they would like to commission you to make a cake and they share maybe a design with you, I would always say, well, I don't copy other people's creations, because the bottom line is we can create something unique every time, simply because of the way freehand piping is. And whichever way you position a piping shell, as you can see the way this design is going, we're adding on a little bit here, a little bit there, a piping shell on one side, piping shell on the other side, and the pattern evolves. So the more piping I put on the design would determine, I guess, how much I would be charging for this. So for a client who hasn't got a large budget and they have an idea of what they'd like, this could be something to consider. Now, at that point, cake decorators could look at this, and I'm looking at it, and we can pull it apart and say, I can see that, that shell mightn't be as perfect as this and that and the other. Remember, this is a prototype. This is a practice design that I shared with a lady during a one-to-one online class, simply to let her see the possibilities. And as I decorated it, she decorated it, because that's the way we work when we do a live stream. So as it evolves, we can assess it and especially at this point, and look at it and say, maybe next time I might take the shell in a slightly different direction. But it's giving a general idea and letting you see how everything can build up. Now, from a client point of view, if a client had a budget that was beyond, say, this set collection of cake designs that we had, I'd always invite them back in for a second consultation, and I'd sit down with them and I would be piping some designs, like you can see here, on a dummy, and basically saying to them, do you like this? Do you like that? And they might say, yes, I do. No, I don't. It's too busy, or I want more on it, etc., etc. And that's how the client would be designing the cake with me. I always find and found that inviting a client to get involved with this process not only excites them, it adds a higher value to what you're offering them from a business perspective. Because realistically, there's so many people who make cakes. Who am I going to go to from a design? Oh, I like that designer. I like that designer. I like that designer. And then ultimately, in most cases, it comes down to how much is it going to cost me? And I'm sure we've all experienced the how much. So by thinking maybe on this mindset, and I'm never telling anybody what to do, it's always suggestions, but it's worked for us. I'm ensuring that a client can go away with a little piece of something that might have been a magnificent detail, so ornate, totally over the top design. They're getting elements of that design on a simpler cake. Now, the only thing we're not going to see at the end of this particular design is the border finished, the creation's finished. So I will run some further ideas as this video ends to let you see the conclusion. And ultimately, piping is all about, from my point of view, creativity and evolution, because we're always expanding an idea. And I never panic about a flaw or an edge that mightn't be perfect, especially because it's going to be piped over. That's the school, I guess, I come from, having worked in industry for so long, that we can't worry about having something perfect and then covering it all up. So we might cut corners, shall we say, in this case, coat a cake quicker, maybe not give it as many coats, which means that that's why we can see that flawed edge, because I know ultimately it's going to be concealed. And a client, just reiterating that they'll never ever be looking at it as we look at it. I know I've done judging work in the past. That's serious, Faith. That is me, but it is definitely not me. But when during the TV show that I was so honoured to be part of, basically, they said to me, you're really focusing in on things, and that's why we did that pose. And when they were doing the photo shoot, I did so many silly, smiles, whatever, and they said, pull a serious face. And I only did it once, and that's the one that they used. But, at the end of the day, that was my judging persona. And obviously, we all do look at cakes and judge them and pull them apart. And, you might be looking at this design and say, I don't like it. Well, that's fine. And if you're a client, I would say, well, okay, what would you like? And they might say, well, look, I'd like it smooth and maybe just with some finer detail on and elements of the piping, etc. So, and here's another good thought. If you do use moulds, because I think they're a brilliant idea. I come from the 80s when it was just freehand, so this is just who I am. But I just think everything else out there is fantastic. But if you've got moulds and you're into a bit of piping, there's nothing to say you can't pop your moulds on your design and then embellish them with additional piping to basically use up moulds that you mightn't use anymore. Because I have many students saying they've got drawers full of moulds and don't know what to do with them. So piping itself is a great way to expand on that one. And I think ultimately the reason why I enjoy it the most is it's so therapeutic. I can just completely get lost in my zone and just get carried away. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of chat. If you like this channel, please give us a like. If you've got any thoughts or any comments, anything you want to say, please write it in the comment section below. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that is always appreciated, because as I say, you're supporting us and giving me a purpose and a reason to continue this and share the vibe out there. So I wish you a fantastic creative day. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.